Guys, this game is a clear indication that the Toronto Maple Leafs cannot beat a team like the Florida Panthers or Tampa Bay Lightning or Boston Bruins when it gets to the playoffs. This is clearly proof that they're never going to win a cup with this team and this GM and this fan base and this planet and this color scheme on their jerseys. And guys, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This game is an indicator of nothing. Not really. This game is not much of an indication of anything. And to be honest, I'm cool with it. I had a fun time watching tonight's game. Because if you're gonna go out with a bang, right? And that's all I've ever asked of these Leafs, is if you're gonna lose, right, make sure you give them hell before you go. You know what I mean? And they finally had enough tonight. They had enough when it was like 5-0. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even that deep into it, and then the Leafs are already like, no, we've had enough of this. Forget this. You know, and I love that pushback. I love that feistiness. I love that from the Leafs. You don't see it very often, but it is there. This is clearly proof of that. There's some proof for you, right? The Leafs can be feisty when they need to be, right? When they're feeling it, they can get right up in people's faces too, and I loved it. All right? And if you think about it, it kind of looked familiar to me, man. It kind of looked familiar to me. The last team to kind of take a dominating lead against the Leafs, but then also turn it physical and feisty and enjoying the situation a little too much. Do you remember who that was? Back in, I think it was December of last year, right? Beginning of the season, kind of. Who was it? Winnipeg Jets. And then shortly some footage came out of them saying, boy, there's nothing better than beating the Leafs, eh, boys? You know? I saw the look in Tampa's faces, man, when they scored those first couple of goals. They were thrilled. Tampa was thrilled early on that they were scoring against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I haven't seen that from them in the past. Not a lot. Usually, Tampa's pretty even-keeled against Toronto unless they are taking a super dominant lead like they would tonight. Then they would actually be really reserved and dialed back. That's what I always used to see, right? They used to not give the Leafs much mental credit, and I think that kind of, bit them in the butt a few times because I think the Leafs got the edge of them, got an edge on them the past few meetups and stuff because they weren't really taking the Leafs seriously. Well, they took us seriously tonight, right? I should say them, but they took the Leafs seriously tonight, right? Oh boy, they were thrilled to get those first couple of goals against Toronto. So then they started enjoying it a little too much. And as we all know, you know what I mean? When you do something like that, when you get a little too in your face about being up by a lot. Look, Tampa didn't need to go up 8-1. Tampa didn't need to go up 8-1. You know, they were clearly dominating that game. They could have dialed it back a little bit, saved face a little bit, and the Leafs probably wouldn't have got in their faces so much. But no, they know it's Toronto. They're always trying to be us, Tampa, right, with these colors. Come on now. You had a nice thing going when you included the black in there. Things are always good. Things always look good with a little bit of black, you know? So you had that. No, you switched it to Toronto colors because you want to be us. You want to see us. You want to be on our level. And I know you got 2 back-to-back cups, and I shouldn't be talking like that. But I'm not talking about team performance, okay? I'm talking about fan base, culture. Tampa Bay Lightning wishes they could have a culture like ours. They don't. It's a bunch of guys who just want to, fade away from the media and just to get to play their hockey. They don't want to be superstars. They don't want the spotlight. And they want more of their money. They're not getting taxed so much in Florida. Right? So, I mean, honestly, I think tonight was a really bad loss, obviously, and we can get into that if you really want to. We'll get into that in a minute with your comments, but, I don't think there's much to talk about when it's a huge blowout like this, other than the fact that I still enjoyed that game, Leslie. Thank you very much for that. I still enjoyed that game. Feistiness to the very end. You go out as a team, backing each other up. I love it. It's the perfect thing to happen because now the fake Leafs fans are all going to fizzle out. They're going to make themselves really obvious in the next little bit. They're going to start whining and crying and this means that we're never going to get it. Okay, they're fakes. Get them aside. Toss them aside. The media is going to start writing them off again because, it's a division. It's probably the first round matchup is what we're looking at here tonight. So the media is going to start writing them off again. You know what I mean? All the haters are never stopped writing them off. They're going to get even louder right now, and that's perfect. Let them do that now. So that when the Leafs go go into a first round against whomever in most likely have home ice advantage. They're going to be written off. So good. Let them hate now. Let them take something like this and ride with it, even though, Tampa just lost to Detroit their last game. So, like, what does it all mean, really? Nothing at this point, other than just good to see the boys sticking together and having some fun out there, getting a little feisty and a little rowdy. That's the kind of hockey I like to see. If it's going to get away from you, make sure it gets away from you, So thank you very much to all for the love and support there, folks. Let's get into some chat comments now. I want to get into it. And once again, you folks are the ones making this thing run, man. Whether you're seeing this on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, however you follow along, hey, you're making it happen for me. I really appreciate that. So, Absolute, what are you saying here?